Things to consider if you're planning to buy the 310 GS. Does it make any sense in 2024? Let me start with things I liked. Firstly, how the bike looks and the sheer presence of it wherever you go makes everyone think it's a super bike when it's not. And that's a good thing. The build quality is exceptional right from the materials used to the fit and finish of the paint job and wheels. The torquey nature of the engine makes it a very rev-happy motorcycle, pulling right from very low RPMs. This means you don't have to downshift gears often. My favorite aspect of the bike has to be the suspension, which makes you feel as if you're floating, but in a good way. It absorbs all undulations in the city as well as keeps the ride planted on the highway. The high ground clearance is a blessing on the bad roads of Chennai, which get even worse during the monsoons. This aspect, combined with the excellent suspension, makes riding very comfortable. The seat comfort is the best I've seen in this segment, even considering the newly launched competition. Together, all these aspects make your ride to office as well as across the country as comfortable as it can get. Now moving on to things not so great or things I disliked. The most perplexing con of this bike has to be the front brakes. They lack initial bite and feel wooden in most cases. Times when you want to get a move on and have to brake all of a sudden, those situations can get unnerving. Next con has to be the vibrations, which creep in and rise exponentially from 6000 RPM. If you're one of those riders who are used to smooth Japanese engines, stay away from this reverse inclined engine. The exhaust note has to be one of the most clattery and unrefined sounding ones in the market. It makes you feel tired every time you're pushing the bike to go faster. Top-end performance is very lackluster, making it very difficult to keep up with faster bikes, even in its segment. Good luck trying to overtake KTMs. This is not a bike if you're an off-road enthusiast. The lack of switchable ABS makes life difficult for off-roading. The Metzlers used are also great on the highway, but struggle off-roads. And not to forget how crude the gear shifts feel as well. They are by no means as slick as you would expect from an ADV from BMW. So would I recommend this bike? Back in 2022, when I was to get this bike was competing with the Himalayan 411, the SD and the last gen KTM ADVs. If the scenario was unchanged, I would recommend the 310 GS. But in the last year or so, the ADV landscape has evolved with entrants such as the Himalayan 450s and even the 400cc Triumph Scramblers for what they can do. The next gen KTM ADVs will soon join the fray. All of them feature a more powerful and refined engine compared to the existing 310 GS. The Himalayan has in fact set the benchmark with respect to performance, features and suspension at a price point which is difficult to beat. Hence, at close to 4 lakhs or more with added customizations, I don't see the value in buying the 310 GS today. Instead, I would suggest you save some cash and go for the better bike in the Himalayan or wait for the next gen KTM ADV.